In Nigeria, oh my god, if you have money you
Don't
can go
tell
to
me
a lot
about
of places.
corruption. I'm from Russia.
In Russia, like everyone wears like 4 coats, like the 4 like a
Hats?
big, yeah.
I think it used to be like this in Soviet Union 100% for sure, and now just like the older generation wants to do that. My mom has one,
Okay.
and she has a coat too, but
Yay.
like now I keep saying her, don't wear that, it's ugly and it's animals.
I love it. I know it's animals. Oh my god, I feel so bad, but I love it. Oh my god. Okay.
I just like, maybe there are some pretty ones, but I just don't like the way it looks at all. I think it looks like very old-fashioned, very Soviet Union style. So I'm kind of like convincing her to go like more into different style.
Yeah.
But there are still like a big number of people that wear it, especially like in colder areas where people like, they think that they have to wear it just because like there are no other choices to stay warm in the winter because it can be cold.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah. Okay, another stereotype. How cold is it in Russia?
It depends on the region, but it's definitely way colder than here. We don't really have like, it starts snowing, well, in my hometown, for example, it starts snowing like late October, mid-November, and the snow stays, and it stays maybe to beginning of April, and then it starts melting. So like the winter is very long, maybe like 5 months is like a normal winter period, and I hate that. Yeah, it's very cold. I try to stay inside for most of the time.
Yeah,
as
we're both not cold people.
Yeah,
like
no.
You know what? In Nigeria, we don't. All of my life growing up in Nigeria, I've never seen snow for a second. But I hear that in the mountains, in the like really high peaked mountains, that there's snow in them. So
Nigeria?
Yeah, but we don't have snow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We have heat is quite humid. Oh my god. But
I can imagine.
we have cold seasons as well. We have just 2 seasons in Nigeria. We just have hot and cold season. Yeah. And
do you use Celsius, by the way?
Yeah, we use Celsius.
Thank God.
You can tell she's been through things with Fahrenheit. Yeah, since I've been in this country, I stayed with Celsius. Like anytime they tell me Fahrenheit, I'm like, what does that mean? Yeah. I just know the basics that if it's 70 something, it's good. Yeah. But if it's 20 something, it's bad. That's all I know about Fahrenheit.
Wear a jacket.
Okay, you know what? Let's do this back and forth. I would say something stereotypical about Russia, and you dispel it, and then you do it. I don't know if you know a lot about Nigeria, but just do Africa in general.
Okay, so I know that there are stereotypes, but I know that they are like wrong. Like speaking of that girl that we met from Nigeria, like people sometimes would think that Africa is just like people don't really like.
No. What? Because I'm telling the stereotype I have about Russia based on the movies I've watched, like based on innocent naivety of not really doing my research. It's just something that I find fascinating. It can be true, it can be untrue. Anything you're curious about that you think of.
Do a lot of young people actually leave the country?
Yeah.
Like how big is the problem? Is it a real issue? Do you care about that?
Yeah, actually, that's a very a hard hidden question, because actually in Nigeria, I don't think there's any country in this world you'll go to and you will not see a Nigerian. Nigerians always migrate. Nigerians are kind of like really resilient and hard-working people. Yeah. So in the country right now, the economic situation is really bad. So they try to migrate to places for better opportunities. Yeah. So especially the young people, the parents try to, if they're lucky enough, if they're blessed enough, if they have the opportunity to send their child out, to try to send the child out so they can have better experience, not like a better like fighting chance for the future. So like in my country, for the universities, they have like strikes. Do you know what a strike is?
Like when people go outside with protests.
Yes, you can see a little bit of a protest, but more like strike. Like they are just, the protest is protesting is more like you're not going to do this until this happens or that happens. But they have a lot of strikes in Nigeria that a university is supposed to last for, let's say, a 4-year university. Because of how many strikes they have, you'll be like 6 years and you've not still graduated. Because like the lecturers are on strike, this is on strike, the whatsoever unions on strike, like strike, and like the university life is so disrupted. The corruption in Nigeria, oh my god! If you have money, you
Don't
can go
tell
to
me
a lot
about
of places.
corruption. I'm from Russia.
But like
I know all about corruption, trust me.
I don't think it's good. Like right now, we're going to brag about corruption because I don't think it's as bad as my country. Like my country, the especially politicians, they're the most corrupt. Like
I know all about that. Exactly. So
okay, so like that's why a lot of younger generations kind of go out. Because if you're an older generation going out, like it's more that you have to like have settled down by this age, like and stuff like that. So you already, most times an older person already has like a family and all. If they're going out of the country, it's basically them like leaving the family, or they won't be there like they won't be, if they leave the country, they won't be there for most of their kids' life. You understand? Like they're not like divorcing the family at all, but if for search of opportunities they have to leave the country and go to other countries to like be earning money and sending it back to the family, they won't be there for a lot of their kids' life. It's not very, like the economic situation in Nigeria is quite brutal, but I believe God is going to change everything, and the politicians, I don't know, like God has a way. I just have to keep, I believe, and I strongly believe in that way. So yeah, answer to your question. I have this stereotype. Honestly, you have just basically validated the stereotype, but I have this stereotype that Russian women are so beautiful, and they have I've never met a Russian woman that I haven't thought for her to be attractive. Like, would you say every woman in Russia is like so beautiful? Like, and their eye color, yours is not.
I'm not Russian, because I'm not ethnically Russian.
But you live in Russia.
Yeah, but like, you mean probably that ethnically Russians are like European more, and I'm more like Asian, Turkish kind of ethnicity. Slavic people.
But in Russia, what would you describe yourself as?
I would say that I'm Bashkir, which is my ethnicity.
Okay.
And it's like, it's kind of close to Kazakh people. Which is like Turkish ethnic group.
Okay.
Well, if you like, I think I have the answer to the question about like women. I just believe that because of gender stereotypes in Russia, women just tend to like really be very taking a lot of care about how they look. Giving a lot of attention to that. About how they dress, about their makeup, about like all the even surgery sometimes or stuff like that. They just pay a lot of attention. They always have their nails done, eyebrows, everything is like in like majority of women, especially like maybe millennial generation, like maybe the youngest generation, it seems to be like a little bit changing because gender stereotypes are kind of like breaking very slowly, but we're getting there. But like the general tendency is that women just like pay a lot of attention to how they look, and it comes to every aspect of it. And I think it also works when like women are aging and they try to be like younger,
so like they just stay forever young.
And that's why they just look more.
I think for me the stereotype, like compared to men, I feel like the Russian men or people that live in Russia, the male, they don't deserve the women because of how beautiful they are. That's how I feel. But regarding the makeup and not even makeup, regarding the gender stereotype, oh my god, I cannot tell you how strong is it in Nigeria. Like the gender, it's terrible. Sometimes they want you, like at night, if you want to be guaranteed safe, in air quotes, in that your safety is never guaranteed, but you are safe if you're walking at night if you have a male with you.
Same.
Because like
But
in
even
my country,
not always, because anything can happen.
same.
Yeah.
In my country, like once it's 8,
Oh, that bad.
yeah, once it's 8
Even
p.m.
like even in
No, as because I grew up, I left. It's been a while, but when I was like still, when I was young, like my mom always sent us out, like, oh, you know, go get this from the market for me, go this and that, like you can go get this, like go to the market and stuff and buy stuff. But once it start getting dark, and once it gets to like 8 or even 9, like your kid is not going anywhere, like especially if she's a girl, because things happen, bad things happen. And we also have there's something we called I'm going to blur this out, but I just want you to know. Okay, we're wrapping it up because Shawara has somewhere to go. But one more thing I would just like to mention in our celebrations, like honestly, this is end of stereotype, but something I would like to mention about Nigeria is about our Christmas. I think Christmas celebration is like the biggest celebration in Nigeria, and I think
I would never expect that.
I think you mentioned, why wouldn't you expect that?
I don't know, just like not something that I would think about, that like it would be such a huge
It's a huge thing. Like it's a destination. Go there for Christmas.
Wow.
It's amazing, honestly.
Now I'm kind of scared also, but
oh no, I didn't include that in my video. The scary part I just told you, I'm gonna cut that off. But don't, no. It doesn't. They rarely ever do it to even foreigners.
Okay.
But it's. You need to, oh my god, the vibe is all different. But
I'm very like, you told me that you really miss the energy,
yes,
and the vibe and people,
yes,
and I'm just like really curious to see, because you're the nicest person I've ever met probably. And like another question that I want to ask you is, like, everyone really like that?
Everyone really, yeah. I feel like I thought for the longest time that Nigeria is the best place ever, in that people are quite very hospitable and they don't have to need anything from you to be nice to you. But I was speaking with one of my professors that like basically grew up in South Africa, and he said like that's basically how it is in African countries. Like people are just very warm.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that, you know, that I wouldn't say that it's only in Nigeria, but also, you know, with every country there's a good and bad. I would say there are some people that are not really, you know, nice, but that mostly is because of frustration, because I mentioned to you about the economy is not really good. So innately, a lot of Nigerians I've met, a lot of Nigerians I've seen, they're good people. I'm trying to think back now, like, is there any person that I've thought of and be like, oh, they're wicked? Oh, you know what? Yes, there can be some not nice people. I would say not nice people in Nigeria. But generally,
but like the whole vibe of
the whole vibe, yes, the whole vibe, yes, the whole vibe, like whole vibe. People in general, like they won't have anything as much, but if they see you, like an example, let's say in my country, people hawk in the street, hawk in that like they sell products in the like traffic, stuff like that. So we call it hawking. So HAWKING. Anyways, wait, can you open your phone? Let me show you.
Google?
Yes, Google. So but in that case, you would expect that somebody like that is trying to basically feed your family. Hunt game.
Yeah, I think I understand what you're talking about. Like between cars.
Yeah, but why do they have this weird definition for it? It's such a weird definition for hawking.
Hunt on the wing.
I don't know what that is. So ignore that Google search I just made. But someone like that, you expect, oh, she's trying to take care of her family, so she's never going to. You don't think that she's going to, you know, have money to spare, like someone that is also in need. Like if I don't have money, how do you think I'm going to help you? Like, but someone in that situation, let's say she's hawking water, like we have something called pure water. It's like water in plastic bag. It's very cheap. But someone like that, she may not have a lot, but if she sees that you're dehydrated, she can give you one of the stuff and you don't have to pay her back. That's just sometimes like you're in the bus, you don't have money, they pay for you. Someone just pays for your bus fare. And that's just generally my experience. People are just wanting to help out of the kindness of their heart and out of being nice people. or maybe they have ulterior motives, I don't know. But in general, people are kind of warm. They want to see other people happy. They feed off the energy of other people in that way. But yeah, so let's wrap up because we need we need to go do something. Yeah. Oh my God, we've been here for 43 minutes. I told her we're going to be here for 5 minutes, but I can talk with her for so long because I love cultures.
There's so many things to discuss.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, I guess we can just give you guys a tour as we leave this place. This is actually like an abandoned cafe.
Ghosted.
Okay, let's see. Let's just head down. Oh, it's so warm here. The heat is so warm.
I was like worried about you being.
Oh no, it's warm there.